John in Lee. Hiya, John.
Hello, Allan.
How are you, mate?
Road congestion and paying this,
45 pence a mile in congested areas, yes.
Is it means tested?
I wouldn't have thought so, no.
So there'll be a lot of people off the road then, won't there? Poor people.
Well, are poor people on the road? I thought if you were poor...
I'm poor and I'm on the road.
Oh, right.
Because at one time, I wasn't poor at one time, you see.
Yes.
And I could afford a car. So I bought one.
Yeah.
And I've still got that car. It's paid for.
Yeah.
But now they're going to charge... I'll do 150 mile a week.
Right, well, they're only going to charge you if you're on the road at the busy times in the busy areas.
Well, I am.
Well, you could go another time. Why are you on the road at that time?
Because I have to go on the road at that time.
Well, the question will be why, you know.
To take their grandchildren to school.
Well, let their parents do it, for crying out loud. Well, that's their problem. So the people who are causing you to pay 45 pence a mile are in full-time employment. Let them pay it.
Let them pay it.
Yeah. The only reason you're on the road in the crucial time, the only reason you're on the road in the crucial time is because you are taking your grandchildren to school. Now, OK, that's fine. That's a fine, honourable thing to do. But it isn't you that's being...
Well, all right, fair enough. You've put me right with that. Fair enough. Let's socialise them. Well, I'm taking my wife work. She has to pay for me.
Well, if you're taking your wife to work, then your wife is going to work. She's not poor. She's got a job.
She's not poor?
She's got a job.
So, I've worked out roughly, I don't know exactly where you live, but roughly from where you live to where you work, it's going to cost you £60 a week. Are you happy to pay that?
Well, it won't be £60 a week.
Yeah, for 45p a mile.
No, it's not 45p for every mile you travel. It's 45 pence for the time you travel or the miles you travel in congested areas.
Well, you'll be doing that, won't you?
Well, it depends on what time I go. I might decide to come in at 5 o'clock in the morning in order to avoid the cost. Or I might decide, instead of leaving now, I leave our house at about 8 o'clock to come in, I might decide to leave at 9 o'clock when the traffic's all died down. That means there'll be one fewer car in the queue.
Yeah, well, when I used to take my baby grandson to the Pendlebury Children's Hospital, I used to have to go 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Right, now it's going to cost me about...
well, it'll cost... Well, again, you're back with grandchildren. You're doing it so that...
Who's going to do it? Who's going to take him?
But the reason you're doing it is...
My daughter cannot drive, so who's going to take him?
The reason you're doing it is so that your daughter or your children can stay at work.
But my daughter can't drive, so who's going to take it?
I've no idea. I don't know the answer.
I won't think about that, too.
I don't know the answer to all these questions. Are you saying that because you run a car, that you should get it cheap?
No, I'm saying, as if I run a car, my grandson will be stuck at home, and I can't afford to take him to Pendlebury Children's Hospital.
Well, yes, you can.
How can I? Where am I getting the money from?
Well, off the people who are earning the wages. If you can't afford to run a car, drive it to the tip, get out of it, and go home.
I can't afford to drive the car.
Then drive it.
How it is at the present time.
Well, what's going to happen? They'll charge you 45 pence per mile.
Well, let me go on with these people.
They'll charge you 40...
They'll charge you... people can't walk.
Well, if they can't walk, they won't be able to reach pedals at car either. 45 pence... 45 pence... 45 pence a mile to travel.
Compartment of DLA.
It's going to cost you 40... It's going to cost you 45 pence a mile to drive your car in the busy times, in the busy areas. I'll start again. It's going to cost you 45 pence a mile to drive your car in the busy areas at the busy times. It may well be that you will not be paying at all, other than the fuel, to drive your car in the non-busy areas and the non-busy times.
It may well be, you said, but
I don't know.
Well, it is not in the paper.
Well, it must be right then. I, like you, think the papers have never got anything wrong. I'd go with the papers.
These men on DLA out with getting around. Who pays for that?
Well, the same people who are paying now, the people who pay for their vehicle now.
The taxpayer?
Yes.
Well, so they'll get it free then?
I don't know. But probably. But I don't know.
Well, my question was, is it going to be means tested? That's all I asked.
I very much suspect not.
No, get the poor off the roads again.
Well, the poor are already off the road.
No, they're not. I'm poor and I'm on the road.
Then you're not poor.
Yeah.
Perhaps you're poor because you're on the road.
No, I'm poor. I don't class myself as a middle-class business
There's
worker.
a difference. There's a difference between middle-class business worker and
probably
poor.
a middle-class person what's thought all this up.
Well, almost certainly a middle-class person that have thought it up.
Bangers off the road, and let me get our Jags on the road.
Well, that might be the case, and what a good idea that is.
Oh, well, charge them. If they're driving a 12-cylinder Jag, charge them £3,000 a mile, and see if they like it.
OK, I'll put it to the government and see if they take it up.
And I bet you they don't.
I'm quite confident they shan't.
No, I don't. It's bloody... Let me up this. I was going on
John, how much is petrol? A gallon?
Petrol, I don't know. I use a diesel.
OK, how much is diesel?
74 it was last time I bought.
74 what?
I got a
litre. So that works out at what? £3.50 a gallon?
I don't know.
I'll take my word for it. It's about £3.50 a gallon, probably. Yeah?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
Now, how many poor people do you know can pay £3 a gallon?
How many poor people can pay £3 a gallon? Plenty. As long as a car will do it 40 miles a gallon. If they just use that 2 gallon a week, that's £6, not 60.
And how much is your road fund licence?
My road fund is £1.50, 150.
150. One of the things, the 45 pence a mile for the busy...
Wait a minute, Alan. Why are you classing as a poor person? Them what's got absolutely nothing?
Them that's not got much and certainly haven't got cars.
You go down any street and everybody's got a car. It might not be a nice posh car, but it's some sort of a car.
Everybody hasn't got a car, John.
Well, you won't come down our street then.
No, in your street, which...
Mine's only a council estate.
John, everybody hasn't got a car.
Well, there's a few in this street, got them.
Well, I know that, but John, everybody hasn't got a car. You said everybody's got a car. They haven't. All right, mate. Not even in Lee, the wealth capital of the world. John Grindell, a very good day to you. Have you got a car?
I have, yes.
Then you're not poor. Get on with it.
Oh, let's try telling that to the bosses. We'll start off on the M60, slowly recovering on the clockwise side following that earlier accident.